أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the last few ayah mentioned that should I not tell you a business which will save you from a painful punishment, have iman and do effort for the sake of Allah by your money and yourself, and then Allah will forgive your sin, Allah will admit you in the gardens, and Allah will give you victory in this dunya also. Then as an example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about Isa alayhi salam. That once, at some time, the disciples, the students of, the companions of Isa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam told them, who will support me for the cause of Allah? So some of the supporters, they say, we will do it. And the other, they become kafir. They denied him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give victory to the one who brought iman on Isa alayhi salam. Now this thing is musallam, this is an established fact, that there is no jihad, no qital in the religion of Isa alayhi salam. So now here when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, we made them victorious, so the ulama say that if suppose there was some inner fight between the group and then they were not fighting with their external enemies, so this is not against that thing. That rule is still stay in place, that there was no qital in the religion of Isa alayhi salam. This must have been amongst them, that Allah give them victory to the believers. Okay? So this is the last ayah number 14 of Surah As-Saff. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O those who have iman, kunu, become answar Allah, the supporters of Allah. Allah don't need our support, but yani kunu answar deen Allah, the deen of Allah. Whenever you help the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of honor and respect, Allah attributed to himself, like you are helping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the next question is, if Allah do not need our help, so Allah's deen should not also need our help. Allah should help his deen. Why will he be appealing us to help his deen? So the reason is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want us to be utilized in the process, and so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can test us. Okay? So if you, like for example, in one of the battle of Badr, I think in the battle of Badr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, this is a very beautiful ayah, if you can keep it with you. So look, the ayah say, فَلَمْ تَقْتُلُوهُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said these kuffar, that they were killed. Okay, 70 kuffar. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَلَمْ تَقْتُلُوهُمْ. You didn't kill them. Everybody know who killed him, who killed who. But Allah said you didn't. فَلَمْ تَقْتُلُوهُمْ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ قَتَلَهُمْ. Then Allah said, وَمَا رَمَيْتَ. You didn't throw the sand in your hand. إِذْ رَمَيْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. Allah threw the sand. Allah said, you didn't do nothing. Everything I was doing. Ya Allah, when you were throwing the sand and you were killing, so why you were telling us that come out in the path of Allah? Okay? وَلِيُبْلِيَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْهُ بَلَاءً حَسَنًا. Okay? So that the believers can be tested with a beautiful test. Okay? وَلِيُبْلِيَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْهُ بَلَاءً حَسَنًا means good examination. Good examination is like there is an exam that you will be the commissioner or deputy commissioner. So it is good exam. And bad exam is that a person say, okay, you will be spending 40 years in jail or 20 years in jail. So that is a bad exam. Both the outcomes are bad. So it's called Bala and Hasana. Bala and Hasana mean if you are killed, Allah will give you Jannah. If you are not killed, you become what Allah give you, dunya also and akhirat also. Both are good for you. Okay, so this is very good if you for this concept that Allah say you help my deen. Why? وَلِيُبْلِيَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْهُ بَلَاءً حَسَنًا. Remember this thing, that Allah is testing you, that what you do. You are bringing the people to the masjid or not. You are building masjid or not. Okay, you are helping the deen of Allah, you give some time or not. Okay, otherwise if Allah does everything directly through the angels, so what is the point that we are created? There were other creations better than us. Angels were there, everything was there. Alright? وَلِيُبْلِيَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْهُ بولو بَلَاءً hasana, bala'an hasana. Right? Okay. So kunu ansar Allah, become the supporters of Allah, yani the deen of Allah. Kama qala, the way said Isa ibn Maryam, lil hawariyin. Hawariyin is from hawr, like hur. This is white. Okay, so they were like white clothes wearing, and they used to wash the clothes also, and they called hawariyin. Okay, so the Sahaba of Isa alayhi salam are called who? Hawariyin. Man answari ilallah, who is my supporter ilallah, toward Allah, yani in the cause of Allah. Qala al-hawariyuna, said the disciples, nahnu answarullah, we are the supporter of Allah. Fa'amanat, so brought iman ta'ifatun, a group, min bani Israel, from the children of Israel. Wa kafarat, and disbelieved ta'ifa, another group. Fa'ayyadna, so we supported alladhina, those amanu who brought iman, ala, against aduwihim, their enemies. Fa'asbahu, so they turned, became zahirin, victorious. Okay, zahir, you become zahir, prevailer. Okay, they are called zahir. فَأَصْبَحُوا, they became. समझ गए ना? Okay, فَأَصْبَحَ. So now look here, I told you before also that when you say he became, okay, like for example you say Zaid was poor, so he became ghani. So how you say? Swara Zaidun. Swara Zaidun. غنيا. Okay, صار زيد غنيا. صار. ثمانية. So now if you want to remember why زيد has رفع and غنيا has, so you remember one ayah of the Quran all the time. كان الله عليما. So this صار is called كان وأخواتها. Okay, so these are all the sisters of Kana. So the same Arab that Kana has, Swara also will have. Okay? So Kana, Swara, Bata, Azhara, right? There are about 12 things like that. Okay? And Adha. So the Arabs somehow like this thing, this concept of become. Swara, he turned, he became. Transformation from one state to the other, called turning. So Swara Zaidun Ghaniyan. So now look here. If this thing happened in the night time, so they used to call it what? Bata Zaidun Ghaniyan. And if this happened in the subh, so they used to say Asbaha Zaidun Ghaniyan. Okay? If suppose this happened at duha time, so they will say Adha Zaidun Ghaniyan. So there are 12 words like this. Kana wa akhawatuha. Okay? So that is how, but now this concept is gone. That asbaha, it happened in the morning or in the evening, but you still call it asbaha and bata and these. Okay, for asbahu, they became zahirin, victorious. Bolo bhi.
Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, or those who believe, kunu become ansar Allah, the helpers of Allah, kama, the way Qala, said Isa ibn Maryam, Isa son of Mary, lil khawariyina, to his supporters, man ansari, to his supporters, disciples. Man ansari, you become the helper.
Who is my supporter?
Who is my supporter?
My ansari. Ilallah.
Toward Allah. قال الخواريون, his disciples said, نحن أنصار الله, we are the helpers of Allah. فآمنت, so brought iman, طائفة, a group, من بني إسرائيل, from Bani Israel, وكفرت طائفة, and denied, disbelieved a group, and a group disbelieved. فأيدنا, so we helped الذين, those آمنوا, who brought iman, على, upon عدوهم, their enemies. فأصبحوا, so they became zahirin, victorious.
समझ गए ना? Okay, so look, last night we were discussing the rule of lam after Isha Salat. ये लड़की जाग रहे हैं कि सो रहे हैं? ये जो आपके भाई हैं. Okay, yeah, okay, so now look here, this is not the name of Allah, so this should be thin. Okay, this is not the name of Allah, this should be thin. This is not the name of Allah, this should be thin. This is not the name of Allah, this should be thin. Keep going like this. समझ गए? All these yellow are what? They are not the name of Allah. Close your eyes and say they are thin. Don't say Ya ayyuhalladhina. Don't say lil hawariyina. Don't say Allah. Okay? So these are not. You make it nice, thin. Okay? Ya ayyuhalladhina. Maryam lil hawariyina. Okay? Now, you look at this now. So, this is the name of Allah. And this is also the name of Allah. Or hai koi? No more, right? Oh, there's another one. Right? Okay, so now look here. When the name of Allah come, then what should you do?
Make it thick.
Look at the maqabal. So now look here. Here, the maqabal is fatha. It means it is not a kasra. You don't have to, okay, it is not a kasra. But just this is enough. It is not a kasra. It is not a kasra. So there will be al full mouth. Okay? So if it was a kasra, so it is very easy. All the lambs in the Quran are empty mouth, which are not the name of Allah. The name of Allah will be always full mouth, with one exception if maqabal is maksur. Maqabal is very easy. समझ गए ना? The name of it make a big difference. Look how many lambs are in this one ayah. So when you do the ayat of the tarqiq and tafkhim, किस चीज का? Tarqiq and tafkhim. Okay? Be thin and thick. So it become beautiful. समझ गए? हाँ. So ये तो lamb का किस्सा हो गया. Okay, then after that, here, what is here?
إخفاء.
إخفاء है. Okay, here is what?
قلقلة.
And here?
إظهار.
إظهار. And here?
إخفاء.
Again. Okay. Okay, now look here. This, you have to change abruptly from thin to thick. So sometimes आदमी गड़बड़ करता है. So you might say ilallah. ऐसा नहीं है. Ilallah. So that ilah become thin and Allah become thick. बोलो ilallah.
إلى
हाँ बिल्कुल beautiful. Okay. हाँ قال حواريون نحن. The same thing. إخفاء. آمنت طا. You mark the ta and the ta because their makhraj is very close. Okay. And don't say طائفة. طائفة من بولو.
طائفة من.
Okay, so طائفة بولو. Don't say طائفة. طائفة नहीं है. طائفة. Okay. And then here is what?
That إقلاب.
إقلاب. بولو.
من بني.
Okay, من بني. Okay. And don't make the lip very tight, so that you can keep a paper between the two lips. من بني. بولو.
من بني.
हाँ ऐसा. بني إسرائيل وكفرت طائفة. بولو.
وكفرت طائفة.
Or here is قلقلة. فأصبحوا ظاهرين. ها.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا أنصار الله كما قال عيسى ابن مريم للحواريين من أنصاري إلى الله قال الحواريون نحن أنصار الله فآمنت طائفة من بني إسرائيل وكفرت طائفة فأيدنا الذين آمنوا على عدوهم فأصبحوا ظاهرين.
وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. मैंने बहुत कोशिश की लेकिन सारा काम